Hey everyone, and we're here for another AI Roundup. For those of you that are new here or haven't seen this before, this is an AI Roundup of news, articles and videos that I've consumed over the past week to keep up with everything that's happening in the fast-paced world of AI. This is a AI-generated summary of all of that news made by an AI automation that ran this morning. And I'm looking at this for the first time and taking you through it and giving my comments. So here we go. Hey friends, this week has been packed with some remarkable AI developments. I don't feel like it has, so I think the AI is a bit wrong there. I think, not much happened. Meta is shaking up the AI landscape. Google's DeepMind is revolutionizing gaming, and we're getting better tools to build practical AI agents. That's just a glimpse. Let's dive into what stood out most to me this week. Meta's aggressive AI strategy and talent poaching. One of the biggest shockers this week was Mark Zuckerberg and Meta's aggressive play in the AI space. Meta dropped a staggering $14 billion on an investment in Scale AI to snatch up top AI talent, particularly Alexander Wang, who's now Chief AI Officer at the new Meta Superintelligence Labs. So that's a huge acqui-hire cost. They're offering signing bonuses of up to $100 million to poach prominent researchers from OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic. And those bonuses are a lot in stock, not just money. The move sparked internal panic at OpenAI, prompting Sam Altman to reportedly recalibrate compensation just to hold on to the talent. Clearly, Meta means business in the AI race. And I think at the time this was done, there wasn't many people that had left. Now they've actually taken quite a few people. The rosters and the bonuses and everything, it's looking like a soccer transfer season. Pre-season transfers, if you look at how much there is. Adding fuel to the fire, OpenAI's chief scientist, Ilya Sutskever, warned about the unpredictability of superintelligence, cautioning that AI recursive self-improvement might quickly spiral beyond human control. It's fascinating and a bit unsettling to see these power moves amid such dire caution from AI's thought leaders. The coming AI-powered decade and the fifth industrial revolution. Mike Walsh, a futurist keynote speaker, challenged our current ambitions for AI. He talked about how today's chatbots and models like ChatGPT are just scratching the surface. Walsh expects deeper, experiential, large-range world models, think robots understanding and interacting intuitively in the real world. So real-world models is what I think the next level of things will end up being, not language models. So if I can simulate and have a view of the actual world as it is constructed using physics and all of that rather than just text. There's a lot of talk about that I've seen over the last few weeks. Walsh also explained how giants like Amazon and Google are investing massively in nuclear energy. Given that AI infrastructure is energy intensive, he proposes nuclear power as a sustainable way forward. So there is so much electricity and power being used to run these data centers and AI that there will need to be a way to power them more cost effectively. And there was a bit of talk saying nuclear plants, and I think someone actually bought the 3 Mile Island site. If you've seen the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie, that happens at the end in 3 Mile Island. Him and Deadpool and Sabretooth destroy 3 Mile Island. Google's DeepMind leads to an AI gaming revolution. Meanwhile, Google's DeepMind is turning heads with its groundbreaking generative AI in gaming. Projects like VO3 and Genie 2 generate fully interactive virtual worlds using neural nets. No traditional code needed. It's already powerful enough that just from prompts or single images, full video games and interactive worlds spring into existence instantly. So it's a generative world as you're playing. It's the first time you're seeing it and it's unique. It's not just a generative map. Not only does this slash development cost, it enables anyone even without coding experience to quickly ideate and create games. As usual, the AI is there, people are experimenting, doing different things, don't know what sort of games you're going to create and how good they're going to be, but it's going to be something interesting to test and try and see what comes from it. AI agent frameworks get practical. We're seeing serious improvements in making practical AI tools accessible to everyone. Dex Horthy introduced the 12-factor agents, outlining reliable practices for building AI applications, emphasizing structured, deterministic integration with language models. Laurie Voss from Llama Index also highlighted essential design patterns, chaining, routing, parallelization that significantly boost performance. If you're building an AI product, these 2 guides are a must-see resources to ensure scalability and reliability. And I honestly have no memory of those ones. This is maybe why I think it wasn't a huge news week, other stuff that was happening, so I'm going to have to review those and see what they are, because we are working in AI space and AI apps, not AI models. On the consumer side, browser use is what lets anyone do things on the computer. It's a great tool for agents and part of the chat interface. If you've used Cursor or Klein, that's what allows you to click through, launch the website and click through things. It's similar to the operator, but it's open sourced. AI in production and enterprise from the inside out. A major revelation came from my Iconic Capital's analysis of how top AI companies actually use AI internally. It turns out that the biggest productivity boosts come from AI-assisted coding. AI implementation faces substantial challenges such as models, hallucinations, skyrocketing API costs, and figuring out appropriate use cases. OpenAI and Anthropic models remain dominant, though interest in open source solutions is growing rapidly to manage ballooning expenses. So the open source models are more to either run the equipment yourself, run it on your own hardware or on your own data centers. We can manage the spend a bit better. It's available 24/7 without just one monthly cost rather than a per token cost. So it's a bit easier to manage. But open source isn't at the level that people may expect it to be yet. In terms of enterprise AI impact, Cisco's AI lead, DJ Sampath, explained how their generative interfaces like AI Canvas are transforming cybersecurity and boosting enterprise productivity. They cautioned there's a lot of work ahead, especially in tackling prompt injection, which is one of the biggest things like SQL injection. So everything that we saw as the internet started coming around and there was all these different security and defensive techniques, they have to get re-implemented into the use of these language models. Then especially if you're running custom language models that are open source that you've built off of, you need to make sure that they're secure because you've got more chance of your data being exposed if it's a custom model behind closed doors, as opposed to say OpenAI, we're just pushing little bits of data here and there. Quickly turning prompts into AI products. Anthropic introduced Claude Artifacts, making it effortless to build and launch custom AI apps instantly. Without coding or backend knowledge, similarly, Google's Gemini refined educational AI applications, while Adobe Firefly stepped into audio generation matched seamlessly to video clips. OpenAI's new deep research API also caught my attention. I don't know why that's a new thing, but that's what I've been using the most out of OpenAI is the deep research tool. It provides the most value and time saving for me in my workflow and the way I operate, where it does research, saves me a lot of Googling. I do still perform some cursory Googling and research before I start, get a rough idea of what I'm looking at. I do the deep research, look at the recommendations, then go a bit more further so I make sure I understand what I'm doing and what I'm getting out of the models so that I can then make an actual proper decision on idea and what I want to do, or I'm using it to get a draft piece of content or a report so that I can start working quicker. Andrew Ng emphasizes AI agents and multimodal AI future. Lastly, an AI visionary, Andrew Ng, explained why we're accelerating towards agent-driven flows, multimodal AI, and rapid prototyping cycles that can shrink months of work into mere days. Ng sees these challenges not only as productivity multipliers, but fundamental shifts reshaping organizational agility, data engineering, and especially visual AI. Ng's call to action: embrace rapid experimentation and robust data practices now, as these capabilities will soon define competitive business advantage. If everyone has access to the same models, then having a evaluation framework or a better process and management of what you're trying to do and better data practices to ensure that the right things going in and the right things are coming out, that's going to be the secret sauce and your unique advantage. So it's not just chatbots anymore, it's how do you actually operate it properly. Closing thoughts. It's been a thrilling week highlighting how AI advances are reshaping everything from gaming to enterprise productivity and daily life. These developments reaffirm just how rapidly AI's transformative power is growing. There's never been a more exciting critical moment to stay involved. Thanks for joining me. So I'd love to know your thoughts or anything that I discussed this week or in previous weeks. As always, there's a lot to keep up with. Hopefully this helps someone else besides our team here at Aerion Technologies. And until then, good luck keeping up with everything.